It's all about art, all about art, all about art. With David Reed, Tom Galvin, and Joe Moore.
Cracks me up every time. I love that so much. Hey, welcome to this edition of All About the Arts. It's 2/3 of the usual gang, but we've got special guests too. So our friend Tom is up in Nevada County with his wife Gay at a wonderful concert she's putting on, and we're joined by Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture staff, Managing Director Abby Cecina, and Social Media and Arts and Education Coordinator Enchante Arroyo. So welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Great to be here again.
They're usually with us behind the scenes anyway. So
I was gonna say, you're usually here, just not visible.
Right.
Yeah, great to have you on. We've got a special edition for you today. We're going to talk about some of the things coming up in July, a few of the things we've been up to these last few weeks, and really kind of our special guest, if you will, quote unquote, is the newly christened Sutter Theater Center for the Arts, the Sutter Theater on Plymouth Street that's been worked on for many, many years, and is just about to come into its own as a center for the arts in our community. Joe, you've been part of that team forever and ever, and you must be pretty excited, right?
Oh, I am beyond thrilled. It's been a dream, literally a dream for so many years, well over 10 years I've been with the board, and so many people supporting us and coming in and doing stuff, and then to go out for the key exchange. And the carpet is gorgeous, and the bathrooms are gorgeous, and it's full of people and light. It's everything we imagine. Everything we imagine. So
pretty amazing. Yeah, for those that were able to come out Friday evening for our kind of open house, celebrate the Keys event, transfer of the theater from the Sutter Performing Arts Association to Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture. It was a spectacular event. Hundreds of people came out, enjoyed some fellowship, heard a few speakers. Enjoyed our land acknowledgement by Craig Marcus, who's the tribal administrator for the Enterprise Rancheria tribe. We really kicked it off in style, and then several people spoke. County Representative Matt Conant and Mayor Boomgarden from Yuba City, and just we had lots
Susan
of great people.
Yep.
Susan from Spa, Nancy Toscano, of course, and then
exactly,
beautiful event.
It was so nice too. I think I mentioned to you earlier the web of people. I mean, I've worked with so many different people, as musicians, theater, backstage, lighting, and they were all there. And it was like, this is so great. It's all the artists that I've worked with for so many years that have talked about what can we do once this is open, and they were there. They all supported. They were there. So that was incredibly exciting.
Well, and that's a great point and a good segue. I think let's get the calendar stuff out of the way for July. But Abby has developed a survey form. Some folks filled out a hard copy Friday evening. We're going to make it available online. But we're going to, during the show today, we're going to pop up a few of the basic questions around, trying to prompt you all to think about what would you like to see and hear. What sort of experiences would you enjoy going to the Sutter Theater Center for the Arts to experience? So, of course, the art gallery is there. The lobby is kind of its own performance space. And then the Black Box Theater, totally modular. So be thinking about that, and the questions will pop up here periodically. Make some notes, comment in the comment or chat box. What's it called, Enchante? The
comment section.
Comment section. There it is. Yeah, I can't keep my online platform straight. So let us know. We want to hear from you. This is a community project, and we can't do it alone. So just calendar wise, real quick, of course, July is just around the corner with all the 4th of July stuff coming up, and if you're a subscriber, you'll be getting, and by that I mean if you just go online to our website and sign up for the newsletter. We send out a monthly e-newsletter. Doesn't cost anything. We'll give you a full recap of events, more than you have any idea of things that are happening in the community. And that's going out next week, but we'll kind of give you a heads up. We've got open mic coming up on July 1st. This is one of Tom Galvin's several events that he hosts each month. This is an open forum for writers, poets to come on, and we're still doing it virtual. In the next month or two, we'll probably be back to live in-person poetry readings. But get online and check in with Tom and share some poetry. And then Wednesday, July 7th, Marcela Hernandez Castillo, who's actually lives right around the corner from the Sutter Theater, which I didn't realize. He's our Yuba Sutter Poet Laureate and a nationally known writer. He came to the event Friday night, and I said, "You said you live nearby." He says, "Yeah, I'm right at the back of the theater." So right down, what is that side street? I can never remember.
Center.
Church Street?
Church.
Church Street, that's right.
Center's by Sutter Brewing.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just down there, and outstanding poet and writer, and he hosts a monthly event called Poetry Hour, Notes from the Field, and he brings friends from his national network of poets. So he's got Esther Lynn coming on. She's the author of Ghost Wife, and it's always an amazing conversation. He's a remarkable young artist, and just love to listen to him. The big one this month, we're not doing a lot of big events yet, but we do have a live event coming up, and that's Fiesta de Frida. Enchante, Abby and I will be out of town, but you're going to be here working with Lila Rivera, putting that program on. This has become kind of our annual celebration of the life and art of Frida Kahlo, who's such an iconic artist. So I know that Lila's in Sacramento today at the Latino Arts Center, and rounding up additional vendors. We get a pretty good crew of course, local artists, but also Sacramento-based artists that come up to enjoy this event. So this will be, it's a free event. It'll be at our main campus, or our home campus, if you will, in Marysville. I got to get the language right now.
What do you call it?
Two facilities.
We're in Station 1. No, wait, 2. No.
No, exactly. So this will be at the Marysville facility. Oh, that's kind of sterile.
Yes, there you go.
But we got the courtyard and the gallery.
I've gone there the past couple of years, and Lila puts on such a wonderful event. Just her herself in costume is incredible. But then the art is beyond. So yeah, if you get a chance, go by there. Libero Center, downtown Marysville.
July 10th, 11 to 4, and her husband Randy, is a heck of an artist too. He'll be doing one of his on the spot, very large, like 30 by 40 airbrush portraits of some famous
Frida.
Is going to doing Frida? Oh, the bags. The cat's already out of the bag. So, all right. So sometimes it's kind of fun to guess, but
it's fun to watch. Yeah, it is fun to watch him and figure out what is he doing. Oh, it's Elvis
doing his thing. And then Enchante, one of your programs, Real Book Society. Tell us about that on July 18th.
Yeah, we'll be doing The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I purposefully left a lot of the books that had some heavier topics and themes for towards the middle for the summer when people had a little bit more time. And honestly, the whole thing has been going really, really great. We are finishing up Persepolis tonight with the discussion that we have, and I'm really looking forward to this next book. We have a great group, and they're very open-minded, always happy to discuss, and overall been great.
Talk about the setup. So if someone's not familiar with the Real Book Society concept, this is something you created and have presented for many months now, and talk about it.
Sure. So we read about a book a month, just to give everyone enough time, and usually about 2 weeks in, we do the film screening. Each book has its film counterpart that's based off the material.
Read the book, watch the movie,
Exactly.
Love it or hate it, right?
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. So about a week after we watch the film, we do the discussion, and we combine the book and the film together, and we look at it as sort of just one cohesive piece of work. And of course, we also separate it and we discuss them separately. But I think with film, you do get some extra aspects that maybe you don't get from reading. So it's been really, really great to be able to do this.
Wonderful. Real Book Society. Yeah.
What's your usual average group?
As of now, our group is about 5 people strong. It's a smaller group, but I think that's maybe even helping it along, especially in our trial year. I definitely expect as we do start to meet in person, which hopefully we will in September at some point, that we'll get a little bit bigger because there was definitely a lot of interest, but people didn't want to do the virtual so much.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it really is a balancing act, isn't it? I know it's like there's the convenience of virtual, and then you can, of course, zoom in from wherever the heck you are. And then there's I really want to do this in person. I don't want to do Zoom. I don't want to do the computer thing. So, yeah. Well, that'll be great to try it live because it came out of the COVID experience. So, right.
Could you imagine screening the movie at the Burroughs Theater and then having an immediate discussion, or sitting next to somebody eating popcorn while you're watching it? That's
right. So fun.
Love it. Love it. Poetry Square, another one of our ongoing and wonderful poetry programs led by our poet in residence, Diane Funston. Excuse me. Whoa, where did that come from? Diane has another incredible network of poet friends around the country. So she gets together every month with 3 of them, and they share poetry. So this month's edition is Thursday, July 22nd at 7 p.m. So look for that. Later in the month, and we'll be back before to kind of recap some of these other things and programs. But Tom will be leading his solo sessions program, where he usually invites a singer-songwriter to come on and talk about their work and play their work. This program, All About the Arts, will be back later in July. We'll be talking to, who's our special guest? Mark Bradley, who's a photographer, board member of Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture, and a tremendous graphic designer who's done a lot of great things for us. So it'll be fun to talk to Mark about his art and really art business. So
he's seen so many shows.
Oh my gosh! Oh, no kidding! Photographs, so many. Artist Alchemy later this month. I'll be interviewing Stony Meager, local photographer and great friend of Yuba Sutter Arts. And the other big one, Abby, do you want to talk about our annual members meeting? It's the end of the month, July 28th, at the Sutter Theater Center for the Arts.
Well, I think it's another great chance for people to come in and see the new theater open. But what we do is we get together with everybody and we show what Yuba Sutter Arts has done in the last year. So this year will be very interesting because we'll be able to share about our virtual programming and things like that. And the board actually has a meeting, and we'll vote on the new executive board. That's done by the members. So if you're a member, you get to vote. If you're not, it's still okay. You can still come to the meeting and have a little something to eat, something to drink, and just, again, enjoy being at the theater and getting to look around.
We've again rented a big projector, so we'll be putting on a whole slideshow about what we've done and what we're going to be doing.
I just realized the huge benefit from COVID. The whole year is recorded.
Yeah.
You didn't miss anything. They got the whole thing recorded.
We did.
We could be showing. We should do. I don't know if we can't do a blooper reel because we don't have any of that. We're always perfect, but maybe highlights, greatest hits from All About the Arts, and Tom's weird art news, and
we did applause virtual.
All the kids
applause,
musicals, right?
We did the horror terror tellers.
Right.
Yeah. The community leaders.
And a poetry month.
The women's empowerment.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
I know, it's like a trip. You look back. I look at my phone sometimes, just scrolling through the photos, and it's like, oh my God. We did all of that, and it's been nuts. Good point, Joe. Absolutely great point.
Yeah, you know what? That is just you guys talking about it. It's like, wow, somebody should look back and see all of this stuff. Well, I guess we will, huh? Come in July. So.
Absolutely. No, that'll help me build our presentation. And I should point out, we're a totally transparent public 501c3 nonprofit, funded in part by the state, local governments, fundraising, grant writing, begging, any way we can, ticket sales to generate sales and funding. And our meetings are always open to the public, virtual or otherwise. This one in particular is one that folks out there might take an interest in. because it will be another opportunity to see the theater if you haven't been in, and kind of hear, get the drop on what we've kind of got in mind. We'll be sharing the survey results. So it should be an exciting meeting. It's not just, there'll be a brief bit of business, as Abby mentioned, the board meeting and getting that part taken care of. But come out and find out more. And, if you're interested in volunteering, we got such a giving community. If you're interested in the arts and culture, and you've got time to spend a few hours with us each month, we'll, particularly with the new theater, we're looking for all the help we can get. Of course, we'll be, soliciting new members. If you're not a member and you want to vote for our new slate of officers, you can sign up on the spot and vote in the election. So great opportunity, and get to meet a lot of wonderful folks that are part of our organization. I should also point out that, did I say this already? Joe Moy is a newly elected member of the board of directors of Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture after spending many years on the Sutter Performing Arts Association board. So, Joe, thanks for your continuing service.
Thank you. I'm really excited. My first board meeting was wonderful. There were so many people that I dearly love, and it's like, yay! And they were very excited. Everybody was like, yes, we are moving forward. It's like, wow, this is sweet.
It'll be fun. The business of art is, part of the deal. This stuff doesn't just happen by accident. So, we're pretty good at that stuff too, and with your help and others, we're going to be moving ahead. Susan Miller and Glenn Everett also have come over from the SPA board to join us on our board of directors. So, fantastic. Any other things that have happened in the last couple of weeks, or looking ahead to July, that we should highlight before we launch into welcome our special guest, the Sutter Theater Center for the Arts?
One last, Puffs, the acting company's presentation has been pushed one more week. They're going to be going again next week. They said it's been picking up the ticket sales. So yeah, if you want it, one more chance to see it. And I guess it's really cute. It's kind of, they were explaining it to me. I didn't get a chance to see it because, of course, I've been busy. But Lori and I have already set aside some time for next weekend to check it out. They were very exciting. Aaron Watkins did a wonderful job of stitching it all together and making it work. And there's several of our community leaders. They took a lead from you guys and conscripted some of our officials to be in the show. So
it works like a charm,
Yep.
Oh, good for you. It's funny. I was all set. Abby and I were going to watch the matinee today, and I was looking online and I couldn't. Everything was for next weekend, and so I wrote to Matt. I said, "Is there an issue here?" But there was no matinee today. They decided to just let it extend, and so there was no matinee performance. I was panicked. So we'll be back east, but we'll watch it, from Washington D.C. So the beauty of virtual.
So
it'll be fun.
Just a personal aside, my 60th birthday was 2 weeks ago, and I didn't get my trip. I was hoping to go on a trip because I took Lori on a trip on her 60th birthday. But she told me that next year we're going to Washington, D.C. So I would really appreciate any advice. So think about me when you're out there. Write down a few notes.
We'll be happy to share a few hidden gems from my 20 years living there. It's a remarkable place. Oh, absolutely. I lived there for 20 years. So.
Then I'm going to be talking to you for sure.
No, love it. And it's overwhelming because even in 20 years, I kind of tend to get out and see stuff, but there's still a few, or there's always new ones coming online, like the new annex of the Air and Space Museum. It's not all that new now, but out at the Dulles Airport, or, the Smithsonian Museum of the American Indian, and some fairly new additions to the Smithsonian. But, museums aside, just places for concerts and, Wolf Trap and little hidden gems in and around Adams Morgan, which is kind of the Greenwich Village of DC. So yeah, we'll talk. I'll give you a David's list of cool spots to visit. So
excellent. And restaurants.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh, too many of them too. And so many new ones. I mean, I feel like I'm so out of date. Friends are posting stuff and go, I don't remember that one. Well, that's because it's only been there for 2 years, So what's this about the Sutter Theater? Oh my gosh. So you all spent all these years and all these amazing people in the community that contributed their time and talent and treasure to make this happen. And if y'all haven't seen the Walk of Fame out in front of the theater and also inside the theater for so many major donors, major contributors to the cause. And we're going to be coming back and asking for more because we've got work to do. But what we do have today is a fully functional, beautiful space. Black box theater, if you're not familiar with the concept, it's about 60 by 60, and it's literally a black open room. Drapes on 2 walls, modular stage. It can be, up against the wall. It can be theater in the round or music in the round, or you clear the decks and put on a dance party or whatever the case may be. So really modular. But the lobby space, again, we've been rethinking that. It's so beautiful with the bar and the art gallery and the concessions area. We could do stuff in there for 30 or 40 people, smaller scale events. So
yeah, just your gallery, we kept doing the gallery reception, which were when they were doing the Thursday night walk down Plymouth Street was wonderful. We would have at the beginning of the month, we would feature new artists. And we used the lobby somewhat. I mean, you remember how it looked. It was bare concrete.
And the bar was just a plywood top on it, It was cool.
We would set up a Tom Galvin or Joe Moy, acoustic guy in the corner. And we would pack there. There'd be 60, 70 people in there. And artists would sell their art. It was so much fun.
No, it was very dynamic. I talked to artists and other people in various forums, and I say this is the art gallery in Yuba Sutter as far as kind of being a showplace. I mean, there are a lot of little galleries popping up, and there's more of that coming to Marysville. We're very excited about it.
Right, yeah.
There's just so much foot traffic, and there's so much activity. It's there's entertainment, there's restaurants, there's bars. In fact, we just had a new bar open up next to us, next to the Sutter Theater.
Yeah.
So
there's a salon owned by the same people, so you can get your hair done and then go next door and have a beer and a beverage.
Well, and Abby's been talking to the some of the artists. Abby, I mean, you used to manage the art gallery and book various guest artists. What are your thoughts on what can we look forward to as far as the theater gallery going forward?
But we're gonna have a talk with the current resident artists and see if it'll work out for them to come back in. We certainly hope so. And then we'll bring in special guests every month, similar to what they've been doing. But I hope our pool is pretty big. We have a lot of artists that are member artists through Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture, about 200. I think it's a little over 200. So it'll be fun to every month to be booking people in there and selling more art, doing the bar. It's such a beautiful little space, and then we'll probably be open during the week and year round, and a great place for people to shop and be able to purchase gifts or things for themselves. So I'm pretty excited about that coming up.
Yeah, it is popular there. I sat at the stroll the other night and watched people walking by. Almost everybody that walked across the Walk of Fame stopped, looked at them, and then read them, and then they looked in the windows and stuff. And when we had the gallery open, there was always people in there, just shopping or talking. We had a whole cast of volunteers. I don't know if you guys are going to bring them back or not, but there was a group.
To.
I've got the list. I've got the list, Susan.
They were so personable. I mean, they were always willing to stop and chat with people about the artists and what So it was an iconic spot, even when we were still building the theater. So
yeah, well, it was a stroke of genius to get the gallery up and running, as you all did, way back when, as a functioning gallery, and those sales certainly contributed to some of the construction costs. So
indeed, all of it, all the applause that you guys, Yuba Arts and Culture, well, us, I guess, we collaborated on that for years.
Yeah.
And yeah, what'd you say, $30,000 worth of money went to the theater from just those. So it was a community effort. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
No, very much so, and that's what we keep stressing, and we'll continue to stress. This is a community venue. It's all about the community, for the community, to the benefit of the community. So, well, Enchante, I mean, you run our arts and education programs. Talk about your vision for what kinds of things we have been doing elsewhere. Of course, it's all been virtual this last year, but
Right.
going forward, I know you got a great imagination. What do you see happening in there?
Well, I mean, in terms of the arts and education, I would love to be able to do the Scholastic Art and Writing, and may have a portion of it there, maybe, or poetry out loud as well. I mean, that kind of space alone just gets people excited, and especially for the students that come through, it just feels that much more grand, and I think it would definitely benefit everyone overall. To be able to be a part of this Center for the Arts and have a showcase in there of some kind dedicated to the art for the students. Yeah.
We're the only two-county arts council in the state, so we have a very unique and valuable, frankly, status with the California Arts Council, and it's important as we go forward that we continue to serve both counties. It's just so exciting now to have really anchor facilities in both our wonderful Burroughs Theater and Art Gallery and office complex and courtyard in Marysville, and now the Sutter Theater Center for the Arts. And we haven't even mentioned the logo. We've got a logo in development that I think will kind of excite people when they see it. It's
we're gonna announce it at the members meeting.
That's right. Well, that'll be the big reveal. So you'll want to be there. And our good friend Randy Johnson has put his heart and soul into this, and it's become kind of, I think, a passion project for him too. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, to your point, Enchante, I can see that too with and if you're not familiar with Scholastic Art and Writing Award Program, this is like Scholastic, the little book fairs at schools that they even had them when I was growing up, for gosh sakes. And
for years.
On for 100 years of this incredible history. And they've got this special student recognition program. It's 7th through 12th grade for writing in every category you can imagine, everything from science fiction to poetry to prose to journalism to critical essays, and then also similarly on the art side of things, including videos, I think video game, cinema, as well as 2D art, ceramics, that all get presented for adjudication by our local panels of judges. We partnered with the Sutter County Museum on this over the years. Jessica Haugen brought us into the scholastic world. It's the only thing we do beyond the borders of our two counties. It's a 7-county region that we are, as the affiliate of Scholastic, cover. So we get friends up here from Placer County and Yolo and Nevada County and Sierra County, and it's a big program, and we love it because students. It's not just, I say it's a great resume builder, even if you just participate, but it's just another opportunity to present your work. And, it can be something you've done for school. It can be something original that you're inspired to present for these programs. So you'll be hearing more about that in the year to come. And I think using the Sutter Theater Center for the Arts for this next year would be tremendous because we can display so much artwork on easels and movable wall panels, plus the gallery, and then of course having the podium and the mic to have presentations by some of the student writers and special guest speakers. So I think we can put on a heck of a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poetry Out Loud. Poetry Out Loud is something we've been doing for 12, 14 years now. This was originally started by the NEA, and it's a poetry recitation. So it's not original poetry, as is Scholastic. It's learning a poem from a list of 1,000. And then memorizing it, coming out and presenting it. We provide coaches, and then we have a big pizza and poetry party, as we call it. And typically, we did okay this last year. We had a number of virtual participants and sent two finalists, one from each county, to the state finals online. But usually we get at least 50 students from each county. So you add in all the family members, and we can use more space. So I think the Black Box will be a great venue for that, too. Next, when is that? February, or usually it's early February.
February, like the first week.
Yeah, so that'll be fun, and then gosh, what else? Student performances,
dance recitals.
Oh yeah.
You know what? One of the things I would like to look at, we did dinner theater in many different venues. Jessica used to have us over at Edel Hall.
Yeah.
And we've actually done dinner theater in the Black Box before it was completed. I think, did you guys attend that?
I went to one of them. Yes.
Yeah, we roped it off. But now, I mean, we didn't have any facilities for cooking food. We had it catered, and but we've teamed up with businesses along Plymouth Street on several of these things. And now we have the diner and facilities and ice machines. It's like we could do the dinner theater in there in a heartbeat, and that's so much fun. There's so many really good cheesy dinner theaters out there. Honestly, we'll get Gail Carter to come back from Texas, and
You could do a Renaissance fair.
Shame on her. I know she was a big part of the Ellie Award judging community.
Yes.
She'd see like 50 shows a year. She was quite a resource. But
and she could build a set like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, design it, construct it, the whole thing, just amazing.
But to your point, Joe, about dinner theater, I mean that's a great suggestion because growing up in LA, I had a good friend in San Diego who I went to college with, and we were both involved in theater, and he wound up running a dinner theater for a couple of years before he moved to New York and now produces on Broadway. But he ran the Broadway Hotel or Broadway Theater, Broadway Dinner Theater in San Diego in the basement of an old historic hotel, and it was so cool. They had an Art Deco bar, and you know, we could pull that off big time. So.
Yes. Well, and along that same line, the screening a movie with dining seating, you know, so everybody's sitting at a dining table and having a 3-course meal while watching, an old movie or something. Because
Abby's been working on the projector thing. We rented one for the event a couple of weeks ago for John Toscano, and we've got it reserved again for our end of July board meeting. But we're looking to acquire one, so it's just it's like all these multi-$1,000 investments. We've got to be very careful.
But it's what we're doing here is just what ifs, which I've been doing for 13 years. So what ifs? When we have it, what can we do? So but there's a space, and we can do stuff in that space right now. So that's exciting.
So Abby, you used to run before I ever got here, the cultural celebration for the city, and you booked some pretty big name acts, I think, for that. And weren't you one of the founding producers of Way Off Broadway? And
3 ways.
Way off. It's like it's a mad, that old movie. It's a mad world.
Like that. Yeah.
How many mads there are, but you get the idea. So go ahead. Yeah.
Well, we want to bring back Way Off Broadway if it works out. So
what was it? Just because I still.
So it's interesting because to me the cultural celebration and Way Off Broadway were very similar. For the cultural celebration, we tried to bring in every ethnic group in the community and have them highlight themselves and have food and music and arts and crafts but it was this culmination of everybody in one spot so that you could virtually walk around and see what our community was about. So the Way Off Broadway was similar in that we had all these different schools that had performing arts. We had different groups that, like the acting company, Ponderosa Theater, all the different dance schools. And it was so cool because they all run independently, but it was bringing them all together. And
so it really was collaborative. It wasn't just I forgot.
No, it was bringing in anybody who did any type of performing arts. So, say the acting company was doing Spelling Bee at the time, they would bring one of the songs from Spelling Bee and perform it on stage. And so people would go, "Oh wow!" Either it would be happening, going to happen, or have happened. But if it was going to be, hopefully it was going to draw people to the show. If it was already over, people could go, "Wow, the acting company did that. I'm going to go to their next show."
So it had a promotional benefit for these other arts organizations. That's huge.
But it was also huge getting everybody together. So, the different schools came in, the different dance groups that, all do their own thing all year and go compete in different venues and different places would come together. And everybody did their own thing, but it was simultaneous with everything else. So,
Lori,
and
my
they
wife
all
was my wife stage managed those things. So yeah,
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
The picture
Lordy.
of me as the wolf with Serena as Little Red that hangs in the Art Council building was taken at
that's
Way
right.
Off Broadway.
That's what that was. Okay.
Mark took that when we did Way Off Broadway at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
We were in the main exhibit hall, and we did a piece from Into the Woods, and he took that picture. Yeah, there was so many. Candy Jensen Parker, she came out one time and sang. I forget what the song was. It was a Disney song with her infant child in her arm, and I mean, brought me to tears. I'm like, this is so cool. Her baby is up there, and always the lighting, and we had the full. They pulled out all the stops. And Paul Demerit was the director. And yeah, you towed the line when Paul was telling you need to be right here. Okay, Paul. So,
yeah, it was great to see Paul Friday evening. He'd come out. I hadn't seen him in a while, and he looked great. He thinks he might want to do something, so we'll see.
Yeah, and David Wheeler's was there, and he's gonna. I guess they're doing Shakespeare in the Water.
Comedy of Errors at Gaucher Aquatic Park.
I
said, I hear this rumor, David. I said, now help me with this. He says, absolutely, Comedy of Errors, and there will be water play involved. So, I asked him if he was going to have any. Do you know Esther Williams? Any of you know Esther Williams?
Yes.
She was, I think, an Olympic swimmer, and she did those shows where it makes me want to go back and watch one. All those choreographed water ballets. I was teasing him about that. I said, I'm expecting a little Esther Williams. We can bring in the drone camera and have a big screen TV to get the whole effect,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one's got me intrigued too. It's like, okay, how they're gonna. Well, and David, I worked with David at Yuba College when he was the dean of theater arts. We did the Scottish tragedy, and then he did Romeo and Juliet, and yeah, he's done a little Shakespeare. That guy.
Were you in that? Were you in that Shakespeare?
Yeah, I was in Macbeth. Yes, I was one of the officers. Yeah,
I was going to ask. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was. It was really well done. Alex Shimada, I think Alex was in that as well.
I saw him. I saw him in Othello at Yuba College. That was the first show I saw when I moved here. Yeah, and he did a heck of a job with Othello. So.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm so glad that we're doing it because I keep being afraid that it's just gonna pass away. That people are gonna stop. It's like, don't stop. It's some of the best theater ever written. So.
Oh God, absolutely. You just got to skew it a little bit. Make it fun. Hey, wow, I want to go see a play in the pool. What the hell, It's whatever it takes. I mean, I know some people that really want their, Shakespeare, straight, not shaken, just doublets and pantaloons, and not skewed. I like it all mixed mashed and.
Yeah, when we did Macbeth, we were in. It was kind of like pajamas. It was a Scottish tunic-like thing.
Oh.
So yeah, it was more contemporary dress and stuff. Yeah. So
fun.
But yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
Fun. So Abby, what else on the survey? I know people.
Oh
yeah. Let's do this. We'll come back to the survey, but while we're going through some fabulous photos here, be thinking about what you'd like to see. Yeah. Thanks, Enchante. So there it is in all its glory. Yeah, that's one of the setups, but as we were saying, it's a modular space. Obviously, the chairs can be moved in any configuration. We've got that great stage right now, which I think is about 25 feet left to right as it's currently set up, and 15 feet deep. We've got our podium, and thanks for loaning us your mic stand, Joe. Glad you got it back.
That was funny.
We've got a basic PA system, and it really works well. And with that projector that we've got rented, we know what the specs are on the projector we want. So, and then with tables around the perimeter or whatever. Yeah, there's the concession stand lineup. There's Glenn Everett, the contractor that helped get it built, and incredible spread of food from catered by Justin's Kitchen. Gorgeous. Oh. Hey, there's Enchante in the ticket booth.
Gosh.
That
was fun.
That was. You looked great there. Yeah. And there's Ike August and Matthew Mallon and Abby, of course, recently at an event. And this was at the John Toscano
Memorial.
Yeah.
What was it? commemoration, celebration. Yeah.
Ica was responsible for us getting that piano that's in the black box.
I was kind of wondering how that all worked out. It's a
Yeah,
beauty.
she wanted. Well, we asked her to do a show. She had her little stars come in as a fundraiser event. They actually launched their CD there in the black box. But the piano we had wasn't. She needed a better piano, so she said, "We'll take care of that," and did.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, she'll be back. She'll be back. Russ and Donna Clark, for whom the Clark Family Theater is named, tremendous contributors to the Sutter Theater Project and also to Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture. So we thank them.
Yes.
Hey, there's that adult bar in full glory. Oh, beautiful.
It is.
It's a good looking place, huh? Gee.
It is.
So we have some of the survey questions here.
Yeah. So Abby, have you had a chance to look at any of the responses we've gotten so far, or what kind of things are you thinking about doing?
I haven't, and there aren't always a whole lot of people watching this show live, but we would welcome them to write us at any time with their ideas. So if you miss this live, please still write to us and answer the questions. So when considering entertainment, what that could be held at the Center for the Arts, what would you like to see offered? So right now, the sky's the limit, and we're not going to be able to do everything that everybody wants, but we definitely want to get a good list of interests from people. So don't think because you think, oh, nobody else is going to like that, you don't turn it in. We would love for you to just say it. There might be 20 other people that are thinking the same thing, or maybe come up with some ideas that we haven't thought of. There's so many things. I mean, that's the beauty of the black box, especially, is that it's just an open space. So it can be used for dance parties, it can be used for musical events, it can be used for dinner theaters, it can be used for 1,000 different things.
Concertos, chamber choir, the oratorial society,
We met recently with Corey Kirsting and Chris Kirsting and Allison Hasty, and just trying to see what would work. There's some concern about the acoustics, so they're going to do a test run, maybe with a chamber orchestra version, a little smaller ensemble.
I know I have had my band inside that space, and I have to say that I've been in spaces where the sound was horrible, the slap back echo was terrible, but in there, well, you were there speaking with a power, and the echo is good. It doesn't reverb, so with that huge overhead ceiling, it absorbs a lot of that sound. Yeah,
so it does work. I know there's an art and science to sound engineering and acoustics, and everybody tells the stories about Carnegie Hall and when they did the big remodel a number of years ago, and some complain that it's not as good as it used to be, but it's like a magical thing. You can plan and design to a certain extent, and you kind of have to let it go. But that's good to hear, Joe. I appreciate your insight on that.
I think it'll be a musical event center for a long time. Yeah.
So I think Enchante put up the question, name some musical groups. Did you put that one up first that you'd like to see? And realistically at the center, I mean, we can't have I asked. She wrote me back. I did ask if Sarah Bareilles would come to help open the theater, and they wrote me back a very nice no. She's busy, but good luck on your opening. But hey, I thought, why not? So because of the size, we can't do Aerosmith or we can't do Sarah Bareilles, but there are plenty of groups that we can do. And so we'd really like to hear about groups that maybe were big in the 90s, 80s, whatever, that aren't quite as popular anymore, but people would love to see them. And we'd love to go out and try to get some prices and see if it'll work. And part of our survey is asking what you would pay to come, see groups like that. And so I think, why not reach for the stars?
There's the Doobie Brothers actually live up in Clear Lake.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we might want to see if there's, local like that.
Really?
It's like they could literally drive down here in an hour, do a show, and go back home. So
Yeah.
they may be interested in something like that.
Loggins in Messina or Kenny Loggins. They are not
Well, and then
together
the Bay
anymore, but-
Area is home to a number of
Yes.
artists. So, yeah.
hmm So anyway, we'd love to hear feedback. Sorry.
Well, and one of the things we've heard is that connecting with some of the booking agents, the talent agencies, and having them come to us with suggestions. And, maybe we catch an act that's going between Sonoma State, Chico State, or Sacramento, or just playing other venues. And you catch them on an off night and you grab them in between two other shows, and, it would be incredible. So, or the other scenario we've heard is that if the agents will actually contact us, and because they're looking to present new talent that maybe has a following, and then if it's something we think we can basically sell, that our community will support. We know we've had opera here. There's a set of us that love jazz or blues. Of course, there's always great country. I still want to bring Asleep at the Wheel here, or Raul Malo, or somebody like that. But Texas swing, anybody into that? But it's we're kind of eclectic here, so we're going to listen to any reasonable proposals. A lot of the acts are performers are out catching up from last year. They're doing gigs now that were deferred because of COVID, and they've got contractual obligations. So that's going to take us a little time to get things going. But
So Monica just wrote that she'd love to see Postmodern Jukebox, and
Me
I
too.
actually have written them, and
yes,
have not yet heard back, and we haven't yet gone to a booking agency, which I know we need to do. I've done it before, but I thought, hey, on a whim, this was a month ago. I
Yeah.
wrote them and said, because they're going to be nearby, and so I wrote them, but I haven't heard back. And
their schedule is breathtaking. Look at PMJ.
Yeah.
I don't know how they.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nuts. It's, absolutely crazy.
And then Enchante had put up the question about what you'd like for dance parties, maybe, or we're looking into different things. We for sure have swing dance, West Coast Swing, that'll start in September, so we're really excited about that. But we'd like to have another couple nights of dance where
And this is DJ. This is DJ driven, and we'll have a professional instructor give like a half-hour tutorial, and then they'll be around to help a little bit. But that'll, it's designed to get you up, and if you're a little bit tentative about dancing a certain style to a certain style of music, this will help, ease your mind and get you on the floor with a few steps to begin with, and so it'll be a fun thing. And then of course there'll be live music dancing as well at some point. But yeah.
So another idea, I researched a play called Defending the Caveman. It was a one-man show years ago, and I was thinking we could just get the rights to the play.
It was huge back east, yeah.
It doesn't work that way, but it introduced me to how they do this. They have hired actors that basically will travel like a band, and they will come into your theater and work out an equity deal where I will take X amount of the ticket sales. So basically, they're speculating that they're going to have a good show. And I thought about that as the Sutter Theater. So there's several of these kind of shows that go around. If you guys want to look into that,
We do.
I would totally go see Defending the Caveman. That show is hysterically funny.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a big thing back in Washington D.C.
Yeah. They little shows for hire, I guess.
Oh, I love it. Abby, I'm sorry I kind of interrupted you there because you were talking about the West Coast swing. What other styles of music?
Well, that's what we were asking for. I was going to explain the concept, but thank you for doing that. But we're looking for ideas, I guess. I mean, we've had people say, hey, how about salsa? Or they've said maybe line dance or something like that. So there's all sorts of dances. We just need people that will come dance and want to learn, So, yeah, we've had a lot of salsa comments. So what we're looking for really is teachers that will come out and, help us get it started. And we want to make it priced correctly so people don't have to spend an arm and a leg to come out and do that. But so if you know any instructors, send them our way. We'll talk to them and your ideas as well.
I saw something about movies a minute ago. How about movie night? Rocky Horror Picture Show, anyone?
Mm-hmm.
In the big
That's-
theater?
You know,
Yeah.
that was actually one of the last things they did there before it got shut down.
Were you there?
That-
Did you tell me you actually were attended? Yeah.
I did attend. I was going to be Brad, but I had just started my job as a preschool teacher, and I felt that the language was a little much I didn't want one of my parents to show up to see it and see me up there cursing like a sailor. So, but yeah, I did go to see it. Matt Coates put it on, and it was one of the last things they did, and they rocked the house. I think they did a weekend of Rocky Horror Picture Shows.
We
Go ahead, Abby.
Oh, I was just going to say we've been doing it for the last 2 years. We had to skip it last year, but the house is packed at the Bros Theater when we do it, so
Yep.
it's really, really, really
What?
fun.
Lots of
And-
toast.
And Tri-County Diversity hosts that along with Yuba Sutter Arts and Culture.
Cool.
And so is this the one where you actually have actors come out costumed as some of the characters? Is that how it was done, Joe?
Yep. Yeah, that was when they first started that, the midnight screenings.
Yeah.
And you have people up there on stage with the movie, doing the time warp and the whole 9 yards, and walking around among the audience members and stuff. Yeah, Matt Monaco. I don't know if you ever met Matt. He was an actor, local actor. He played he played Tim Curry's part.
Yeah.
And he did a wonderful job. I tell you, that was amazing.
That sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Love it.
Yeah, that, you know what? Sometimes Calusa used to do the classics, the old ones like Bacall and Bogart and stuff like that. Those were always nice too.
Yeah, we got to find out how the rights. Anybody been involved with actually buying the rights to screen an old film, or
I
so
have.
Is it expensive? Yeah,
It can be pretty expensive. It's like buying rights to a show. You pay by how many people you think there's a base, and then
it's the same
how many
idea,
tickets you're going to sell, and that kind of thing.
All right, but it's something you can do. I mean, you can find it and buy it, and do it without conscience, without a guilty conscience or ripping any artists off. So,
Right.
yeah, we want to do it the right way. But yeah, I think there's definitely a place for a niche for unique film experiences. Yeah, we will let Cinemark continue to do the big current release stuff, but I think we can have some fun with that once we invest in this new projection system. So
yeah, I have an idea for a film series. I'll talk to you all about it later.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Don't forget the kiddos. We can also do the kiddo shows too. They would love to come and see one of the classics like Monsters Inc. or something, the old Pixar.
Sure. Yeah, mine's directed more at the young adults.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. Did we want to show some images from the to celebrate the Keys?
Oh yeah,
Good.
Thank you.
Running out of time.
I know, it goes by so
just
quickly.
All of a sudden, you blink and it's done.
Yeah, I mean, you let me know which one we want to look at here. I mean, this
I'll just
banner is great.
randomly pick.
Sure. How about
Let's
see?
see.
I mean, food.
Outrageous spread.
Yes, I'm hungry.
That we put on.
The setup is cool.
The setup.
I mean,
Yeah, let's see that theater. Oh my gosh,
Just
look at that.
that was about what Enchante, like 80, about 160 seats total in there.
Right. Yeah.
So you can add quite a few more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay.
It looks really cool, full of people too.
Yeah.
It does.
Here's Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, talking to Deanna Wiseman,
Yep.
founder of the
Ukuleles.
ukulele. What is it? Ukuleles. Yeah.
Ukuleles.
Ladies.
Craig Marcus and Don Blazer on the left, and there's Leela Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you a good viewing. You're looking at the bar here, and off to the side is a list of
And the
everybody
Yuba City,
who's helped make this happen. So
the Yuba City bus crash memorial as well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's a
which
major.
turned out really, really well. I'm
Yeah,
so
that
glad.
lighting from below. It's just so
Yep.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. This is the opening here, the lobby
Oh, yeah.
area.
Looking
Yeah,
at the concessions area.
there's
Yeah.
two Davids talking to each other there, David and David.
Candy and Vince.
You mean you're really going to get in the water and do Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That beautiful
Yeah.
terrazzo floor that was preserved and lovingly polished. Hey, look at that crew! Wow,
Yeah.
that's a theatrical dynasty there.
Yes, the big boys there.
Man, Jeff is rocking that beard, and Jeff's working on that local film project
Yeah,
too.
yeah, Olivia's house. Yeah, he's very excited. He gets
I wanted
lines.
to, well, in fact, that gives me a cue. It reminds me to mention that, something else that's ongoing between now and mid-September. Any of you interested in filmmaking, amateur, professional, you don't need to know anything except how to use a smartphone. On the video setting, we're taking up to 13-minute short film submissions for our Look at Us Yuba Sutter short film festival, and we're going to have a big screening party on October 2nd of all these short films. And I'm hoping that that new film that's being done, that they can come up with a 10 or 12-minute kind of extended trailer that could be submitted as part of the film festival. So,
Yep, cool. Yeah, that's the back. So that screen there, I for the past 12 years, I will periodically go behind that screen and stand and look back at the audience. You can see through it and pretend that I'm doing some show, because it is incredible. That is, to me, it rivals theaters in Paradise and Sacramento. I mean, it's as good as any of them. And when you get that done,
go back to that one just for a second, if you would, Enchante. And as long as you brought it up, so this is phase 3. Phase 1 was the black box. Phase 2 was the lobby, the restrooms, and the concession area and the bar. Phase 3 will be the redevelopment of this back. We're calling it the main stage, with the proscenium arch and the raised stage platform. We may even thrust that stage out a little bit. It'll seat 300 people. Once we're done, we're going to take the old theater seats and redo them, reupholster them. You can contribute to that and get your name on a brass plaque on a seat in the front row, or some row, depending on how much you're willing to support the cause. But this brings up the call for funding. So we need lighting and sound equipment for the black box. We are going to need a lot of money for refurbishment of that back main stage theater. You can buy, there's still room to buy a big star or one of the smaller stars out in the sidewalk in front of the theater. So this is the call to the community to help us out at any level that you're able to comfortably support. There you go. Yep. One of those beautiful large stars out front in our Walk of Fame, just like Hollywood Boulevard,
It's just like Hollywood.
Your name in bronze. And so, we're going to go outside and look for some grant funding and do what we can. Oh, there's the key transfer ceremony out in front of the theater with a beautiful big ceremonial key that Glenn made for us. So, yeah, wonderful. Members of the boards from both sides. What an event. Oh, there's that major donor wall behind Leela.
Yeah.
Shows all the... okay.
Oh, that's a really good picture of Leela, but yeah.
She's so animated. But the brass plaques are there. You can read them. And past and present board members.
And there's our mural up there behind that one little group. That mural is just incredible.
That's right.
Yes. Oh, more people have fun trying to figure out who all those people are.
We've got to come up with a guide. I know a guide for who's who, but yeah, Leslie Granitz and Karen Fulk worked on that, collaborated, and we've worked with both of those artists. Karen had a great exhibit in the art gallery of her ceramics and some of her paintings during the opening events. So that's our stage, me yakking away, and there's the before and after. The foreground is how the seats look today, and on the other side is one of the completely refurbished, new fabric, new paint on the metal, refinished armrests, really beautiful. So
those seats have been around. They've been out to Peachtree. They've been to the mall. They've been to,
oh, really?
Yes, we carried them everywhere. So when we were trying to raise money for the theater.
Yep. So again, there's lots of levels of support available, and get in touch with us. We're easy to reach. 742 Arts is our phone number, 742-2787, or just send us a note, email at YubaSutterArts.org, and we can get you all the details. There's all our wonderful speakers: Mayor Boomgarden, Supervisor Conant, Susan Miller, co-president of the Sutter Performing Arts Association. And so many, many more.
Yeah.
What an evening. Very exciting.
Very, very exciting.
and all this in our 40th anniversary of the Yuba Sutter Arts Council. So it's been a great ride, and the best is yet to come, don't you think?
Yes, it's very exciting. What you know what? This could be the next 2 years. Should be incredibly fun.
Should be a lot of work too.
Well,
Get
that's what makes it fun.
Put on your running shoes, Joe. I know we will. Abby, anything else?
No.
Forget.
We covered it.
Shante?
Yeah, we got it all.
I feel like we covered it all. Yeah.
Good deal. Joe, closing comments?
Just yay us. Good job, everybody. Thank you.
All right. It's been fantastic. This has been fun. I like this. We'll see you later in July.
Yep.
Okay, stay tuned. YubaSutterArts.org. Find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We're kind of unavoidable.
And we'll bring back Tom.
Absolutely. Hope you're having a great one, Tom. We'll see you all soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks.
Everyone.
Bye.